welcome back to this week's episode of MVP Real Estate Podcast, Season 3, Episode 12. We got Dan, our co-host, and we got John out of the bright and sunny East Coast, who's riding his high of getting Victor down in San Antonio. So congratulations on that, and I'm excited to hear what's new, because it's been like a year at least that you've been on the show.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. Thanks so much for having me. Thanks for what you're doing. Yeah, it's been fun as a Spurs fan to get the number one pick in the lottery. So yeah, and I'm excited. Lots of good stuff in the real estate world. Super excited about it and excited to be back.
Yeah, I'm excited. I had to mention the NBA thing, but I'm excited to get into the real estate side because obviously real estate fluctuates even within like your city limits. Like I am interested to see what is going on up in that northeast coast. And then obviously I think that's going to trickle into, we have a big change on your side of brokerage. So can you kind of give us a baseline of where real estate is on that East Coast, and then what has led you into progressing your career?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm here in Lancaster, PA, and market's still, I think everywhere kind of last summer when the rates jumped up a couple points, everybody kind of froze. So it slowed a little bit, but it's still a seller's market. I was just having a conversation with someone. First of all, when you switch brokerage, just try to get your signs in time, because I have a listing coming next weekend and I had to pay for the rush to get my business cards and signs and everything ready to go. But yeah, I mean, real estate's good. Here's the thing. So for all the realtors out there, there's always people buying and selling. Even when the rates jumped up, okay, well then you shift. What else? How are you going to promote your business? How are you going to talk about what you're doing? Obviously, right before I was on the show, and a huge part of what I do is social media. And a huge part is kind of being with the right company. So I'm going to only talk positively. I had a great experience where I was, and things went down when I left, and that's normal. But super excited. I took my business over to EXP, and it just was a great opportunity for me to grow. And the interesting thing through what I do, Marcus, is I'm already helping realtors through my podcast, my membership, my mastermind. And I think all of that actually got created since the last time I was on the show.
Ooh, we have to touch base on that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So, the biggest thing for me was where can I go that really is going to let me do my entrepreneurial thing, man. So I love, I love helping people buy and sell homes, but at the end of the day, I love all the things I get to do for agents as well. And again, my old brokerage, very traditional, old school, always kind of pushed back on that. And so I wanted to go somewhere where I not only I'll be allowed to do that, but actually it's encouraged. Right. And I think my new spot, they love that stuff, and it's all about providing value, helping people, those kinds of things. So lots of good stuff, man. And of course, I know we talked on our last episode, so much about it is promoting through social media. So it's been really, really good. Change is hard, but change is good. And sometimes it's the best thing that's ever going to happen. Honestly, when we talked a year ago, I probably should have made the change then, but I kind of doubted myself, and I'm glad I made the switch.
Yeah. And I'm not at my original brokerage either. So as your career progresses, there's going to be, there's going to be some changes. And I'll never speak ill on my old brokerage as well, but there was just some things that I wanted to do that wasn't the direction they were going to go. And I'll put a plug in here for a book. At that moment, I was also reading Energy Bus. And the whole concept of the bus is you are driving your own bus and you've got passengers, and sometimes your bus is going to take a left, but the passengers need to go right. And there's obviously a discord, and you have to decide, are you going to go right or go left? And sometimes there's going to be some turmoil and some letdown at the crossing point, but some things need to go. And it sounds like you were at that point, and with where you wanted to take your career, it was meant to be where you have to go somewhere else. But what I won't take away is the reason I signed in with that broker is because he was so good with education and he was so disciplined with education. I picked up, and that's why I'll never speak ill with him. I picked up so much knowledge with him that I give him kudos where he led my career to go. So I'll say thanks to my old broker live on the podcast. But
Yeah,
obviously, with the
absolutely.
progression. So you're sitting here, you're like, all right, I want to go a different way. Did you feel like you were almost interviewing brokers again? Because I'm sure you interviewed them the first time with your needs and wants when you got into the industry. How did you find EXP and what did they offer that you liked that you decided to
No,
go with them?
I knew, to be honest, I did interview with a couple at the time, but the kind of the one that I did ended up not going with was kind of like they came in at the 11th hour. I know people, right? I have people at EXP in my membership that are helping realtors there that are growing it, right? I've got a membership, I've got about 30 realtors there and about 10 in the mastermind group. Um, and at the end of the day, like there's a guy, I'll give him a shout out, Jeremy. Jeremy's a realtor in Colorado with EXP. He's been in my group. He provides value. He helps people. And so I think like too, like a lot of brokers, so EXP, I think we all gets a really bad rap. It's like they're just a bunch of recruiters. Like I'm never gonna be that guy. I'm just not. And just like I'm just not. Like there are probably are, and they, it's a strategy. You can build your business off clients. You can build your business on just hard recruiting. I'm not going to come anywhere and just like pitch EXP. I'm going to show the value I provide. And at the end of the day, if that's something you like, cool. Yeah. So it's just kind of funny. Well, here's the thing, Marcus, right? Like every broker is pitching. Okay. So what we
Yep.
will say without trying to talk bad is the old team I was on. Okay. The guy that ran the team, right, had a certain split. Okay. We won't put all the numbers out there, but he had a certain split, and I knew what that was because I kind of helped him. Um, when I brought someone onto the team, so in the last year and a half, I brought 3 team members onto the team. I did not recruit not one of them. They found my podcast, now 300 and something episodes. They found the membership and joined. I helped them with social media because that's what I do. Um, and then they said, well, wait, I remember one, she's about 30 minutes from me. We got together, we sat down, talked about social media and growing your business. And my wife texted me, she's like, are you dead? Because our meeting was 3.5 hours just because we were just going through like, um, and at the end of it, she's like, why am I even on the team that I'm on? Why am I at this brokerage? Why don't I join you guys? And I'm like, oh, I mean, like, yeah, sure. Like, I didn't go there to pitch. I didn't go there for
Yeah.
any lender connected us. I went and helped her with social media. And she ended up then joining our team. And it was just funny. When she came in, I got a certain amount of her split, and the team leader got 75% of that number when he didn't do anything. Right. So, like,
Interesting.
wait a second. Every single broker, there's a pitch, there's a this. I wasn't trying to recruit anyone. Right. So, here is what I will say is the why EXP made sense for me. If that same person now, and one did, some are gonna anyway, comes over to EXP with me. Do you know what? I don't take her commission. I get rev share from the company, right? So I
Nice.
think it's so EXP gets such a bad rap. But at the end of the day, at my old broker, I was getting some of the money, but it came out of the agent's pocket, right? Here, it comes out of the company dollar. So anyway, I'm not gonna, I just think it made sense for me, right? And different
Yeah.
brokers, right? Keller Williams, Berkshire Hathaway, Remax, whatever. EXP, they make sense for different people. The broker I was at, great training, great for a new agent. When you join as a new agent, you're at a 50-50 split. So you took,
Yeah.
yeah, like you got a $10,000 commission. They're taking 5. So I think it was a great place to start. Loved my time there, built a lot of great relationships. But at the end of the day, I think, and realtors need to know this, you're the brand, right? I
Yep.
kept thinking, oh, I need that big name broker behind me. And those big brokers try to convince you need them and can't survive without them. And then
Yep.
as I went through my clients the last 2 years, I'm like, 95% of these people worked with me because they know me.
Yep.
They didn't work with the broker. Now, some did say, and I even calculated, there were a few that did say, well, I like you, but I want to work with a big name. I might not get them now, right? My EXP is growing, but that's okay because I have
Yeah.
all these opportunities. So
Yeah.
anyway, I wish I would have made the switch sooner. I'm glad I made the switch, and I'm excited about the future. And just really, man, I love doing this podcast interviews. I love helping agents. I love helping them with social media. That's been the most exciting for me. And now I get to not only continue doing it, but like double down on my efforts with it.
Yeah, and it sounds like you have like a support behind you pushing you to do that, which is going to be different from the last one, which is, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
very, very advantageous to your where you want to take the brokerage and the career.
Well, I think
And
too,
you,
like right. I've got, and of course you join under a downline and their downline. You get at all. It's, I've been thinking so much about the word value stacking, right? If an agent wants to come to me, I'll give them my membership, my mastermind for free if they want to join, plus the person's above me, their stuff. So if you can stack value right there, you don't have to pitch. You just have
yeah,
conversations. It's so funny in my membership, but I won't name names because some are at my old company. When I made the switch, there were people that had said I would never go to EXP, right? They just think it gets a bad rap. When I went, 30% of the people in my group were like private messaged me. They're like, hey, tell me about that. Tell me why you switched. Tell me. And it's like,
interesting.
interesting. You said you would never switch. Well, now that someone I know, like, and trust is there, I'd consider. So it's funny. I'll probably offer, again, I'm not a hard sell. If some of the members want to come, hey, I'll give you the membership and everything for free if you come over. So
Yeah, yeah, and you hit on the head when every broker they recruit, and if for anybody listening, you can go in and apply to a big box broker and walk into your interview and they will pitch you like everybody is going to pitch. So for the small boutiques to get the critique of, well, you recruit, well, so does the big box. I
yeah.
remember my first interview ever going to a broker was with the big box, and I sat down in this nice leather chair and he had a suit on and they put up the slideshow on the big screen TV and it was like, welcome Marcus to the brand, and everything after that first slide was cookie cutter. And
Yeah.
then they talk about the fees that go in it and the admin staff. And for me, for some people, that is a good thing. Like they want the support, they want the office camaraderie. For me, I just wanted to hang my license and go do my thing, kind of like what you're saying. Um, so yeah, there's a fit for everybody, and it sounds like your fit was more the boutique where you're at right now. So congratulations on that. Um,
Oh, thank you.
and
I'm excited about it.
and I'm a big fan of the profit share. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think that is something that should become more mainstream. That's how we operate the renovation side as well. All the crew, when we finish a project, they get a piece of the profit. And that'll continue on. Hopefully we can get some more teams and we can keep the profit sharing going. But that is like one thing that I'm adamant on to keep. So I'm glad that you're on the same wavelength. My question for a broker is, obviously on the job site, we can make sure everybody's pulling their weight. On EXP, is it a giant, and I guess you don't have to go into the numbers too much. How do we safeguard effort from all the agents? Like I feel like as agencies get bigger and as EXP gets bigger and bigger, the production on everybody won't stay at the ceiling. You're going to have some, I don't know, I want to call them flounders, but it
Mm-hmm.
feels like a bad name.
No, I get it. I mean, I think the thing too that makes sense, we don't talk about EXP the whole time. The thing that makes so much sense is like, let's say, okay, so let's say Marcus, you're a realtor wherever, and you like me and you're in my membership and I can say, hey, you're welcome to join. And at the end of the day, if you're not on my specific team, right, you're kind of under me in my downline, but like, I'm not really responsible for the success you have. So for instance, I've been onboarding for a few weeks and Jeremy, who's above me and has kind of been like, hey, are you coming to the calls? And I'm like, I just need like a few weeks to get organized, because they offer like weekly, like a call every single day where you're like jumping in masterminding. And I'm like, give me a few weeks. But at the end of the day, I'm not on Jeremy's like team because I'm not in his state. So like he's not responsible for whether I have success or not. He's there to support and guide me. But at the end of the day, in 4 months, if I haven't been on a call and I'm like, well, Jeremy, why am I struggling? And he's like, well, you big idiot. Maybe if you showed up to some of these calls that we're doing, you'd have success. So I think, I had someone that actually came over and joined under me, and she will, join my team when I get it all set up. But the funny thing is, like, it's up to her. And I think for realtors, success is up to you. And
Yep.
what I would, now I'm not really answering your question, Marcus, but if you're a new realtor and you're listening to this show, just remember, the broker is not interviewing you. So many people go in and like, oh, it's a job interview. I need to look my
Yep.
best, wear the tie, wear this. You're interviewing them. They
Yep.
should like, now again, if they roll out the red carpet to your car and they're like, thank you so much. But then the only thing is like the slide that says, welcome, Marcus. Like, that's the thing. People, Jeremy knew about my podcast, my membership, my mastermind, all the ways I'm trying to grow my business. Um, and so he kind of knew about those things and was like, let's use that to grow your business. Let's not stifle that stuff. So you are interviewing them. You're the boss. So you sit down and you say, how can you benefit me the most? Like at a job, if you do that, they're like, oh, you're selfish. We're not hiring you. You're your own boss as a 1099,
Yep.
as a realtor. So they better impress you, because if they don't, like, what do you think they're going to do once you sign on?
Yeah.
And I learned something interesting. Now, I didn't do this with my switch to EXP, but I was at a training the other day, and someone says when they bring people onto their team, they don't announce the hire. They do like 30, 60, 90. You go 30 days. Are we doing well? We'll go to 60. We'll go to 90 before you're a full-time hire on the team or whatever. I'm going to do that with people that I bring into my downline or whatever. Because if it doesn't work out for 90 days, I don't want it to post like, oh, Marcus joined John's, deep downliner team, and then Marcus left, right?
Yep.
So I think it makes a lot of sense. And to kind of wait that 30, 60, 90. Hey, I'll give you a public announcement and advertise and boost it on social media. I'm going to wait 3 months to see if you're a good fit.
Yeah. And it is like what you were saying, it is different than walking into a normal interview or a normal job. You are on the hook for everything you do. If a client doesn't get contacted, it's your fault. If something doesn't get signed, it's your fault. It's going to fall back on you. It is your business. Like, yes, you've got your broker and you've got your brand that you hang up and you have your logo, but that's where their kind of effort stops. Everything else picks up at you,
Yeah.
and your support who you have around you. And I like the fact that more and more brokers are noticing that and allowing those agents to have room to brand themselves. I think it's stronger for the brand, it's stronger for the agents, and if the agents are stronger, then the clients are more helped. So I think incentivizing those agents to take more reins of their business is only going to help the end user.
Well, I think too, like, you've got to be willing to help people. So again, and I'm not here just to talk about EXP. Like, I'd love to get into the social media side and stuff for agents, but I had 3 questions this week. I went into EXP World, and it was a little weird with like the avatar at first. Literally within 5 minutes, I was talking to one of the 3 brokers in Pennsylvania. And I'm like, interesting. At my old company for 2 years, the only time I ever talked to the broker was actually when they were mad I started the podcast, right? One time he called me and he was upset. So it's just like interesting. They were very unreachable, my old broker. Over here now, again, it's digital only. It can be it's an adjustment for sure. But I'm working out of this office in my house 99% of the time anyway, even with my clients in a post-COVID environment. So I found it very cool that I was in 5 minutes literally talking to the broker. Hey, what do I need on my business card? Is this right? Email to, whatever broker, the email address, email it to us. And they answered in 5 minutes. And previously, I feel like it would have taken days at least to get an answer on something. So anyway, yeah, lots of good. And I think agents, you need to know as well. We'll just put this out there. The broker has to continue the company has to continue impressing you. Remember, still, when you interview, you're interviewing them. And if you're 3-6 months in and they made promises and they're like, they go back on it, it might be time to switch, right? Someone that wanted to come over with me didn't, because she's like, well, I don't want to make an announcement. I just came over 6 months ago. And I'm like, you could come over and not make an announcement at all. Let's give it a year. Let's give it 6 months or a year. So anyway, it's been a lot of changes, but really good changes.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see where that goes. I know it's still early and we can't get into much because again, you're getting things set up. But I'm guessing through this setup thing, you are now slowly converting your social media, because that was, like you've mentioned, and how we actually caught you was through social media. So
Mm-hmm.
what have you been doing on your social media accounts to now, I guess, convert your brand
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously like promote your brand? It's kind of a two-step deal, I'm imagining. There's some cleanup and then some
Mm-hmm.
future progressive maintenance that need to be done. So where are you at with
Yeah.
your social media?
Well, I think it's, first of all, just be honest, for anyone that ever switches, switching over is a pain. Making sure your Facebook, your Google My Business, everything is switched over. But at the end of the day, I think
Dan's voicemail.
oh yeah.
I still call Dan's voicemail. It's like fundraising from Milwaukee.
Is that what it
It's so
says?
funny that you say that because one of the brokers actually called me. Hey, John, just wanted to make your switch over was going well. And I need to now it reminds me I need to call her back. But at the end of the voicemail, she goes, by the way, just a reminder, change your voicemail. It still says John with
Yeah,
like old broker. And I'm like,
yeah,
oops. So I just, for right now, I made it like the thank you for calling 610, right? Like the phone
yep.
number until I record it. But there is a lot to switch over. But more than
And
anything,
sometimes it's things you don't even like notice. Dan, it's not your voicemail. It's literally your phone service has linked you. So when you call and they pick up, it's like an automated, you're getting a call from Dan fundraising. It's super and like that's something that
oh, well,
it's hard to change
that's
and you
funny
don't
that you
think about
say
it.
that because I called someone from my number and they hadn't, and for whatever, they didn't have it saved, but it showed up on the phone, John Schuchman and the broker name. And I was like, that's weird. Like I
Yeah.
met them at a training the other day and it kind of showed, and I'm like, oh wow. Now again, maybe when you change the Google My Business.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to switch, but here's the thing. Try, if you're going through this and listening to this thinking about a switch, don't think of it as it's a pain to switch. Think of it as it's a way to connect. It's an opportunity, right?
Yep.
So my social post, you know, switching over, right, got whatever, I don't know, 100 comments, whatever it was, and got got 150 likes and 53 comments, right? I also texted all my previous clients. Now, it was also a reminder to me, like, they should have heard from me in the last few months, not only when I make a switch to a new broker. And so that's kind of where I'm like, oh, you dropped the ball on that. But it's a great way to promote what you're doing, right? I'm super excited about it. So I shared it to my business page, then of course shared it to my personal page, and that's a huge part. And it just kind of it really can, and I'm trying to pull up the analytics here because I'd be intrigued how many people saw it, but it's just an awesome opportunity to, reach people. So 1,700 people saw that post from my business page. So that's 1,700 potential clients.
Yep.
And I just think, again, yeah, it's a pain to switch some things over, but more than anything, it's an awesome opportunity to, remind people that you're in real estate, tell them about your new change. And the way I presented it was, this change helps me serve my clients better, right? Now, if they
Yeah.
want to talk about how, sure, let's jump on a phone call, let's talk about it. But at the end of the day, with less overhead, right? I'm happier, I make more money, they save some money, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really a rebranding. I mean, when you started in real estate, when did you start? What year? Or how long ago was it?
Geez, we're coming up on 4. So September or August will be 4 years. So about
All
three and a
right.
half, almost 4 years. Yeah.
Nice. And when you started your first year, like the first week, you obviously get introduced and they tell you like these are the good measures to do. Reach out to these people in your network and post on social media. But you're in a weird mindset because you're starting a new thing. You haven't been in real estate before. The confidence isn't there. The history isn't there, and you're supposed to promote yourself. But now you've got 4 years under your belt. You have a lot more knowledge. You feel way more comfortable. You've got support around you. So for you, and I haven't been big on social media. So when I made my switch from a broker, I think there's 4 people in the world that knew.
Right.
But for you, with you being so out there and being face forward, do you find it like you would have done something different the first time around? Or are you, all right, I didn't do this the first time around, I'm going to do this the next time, which is now when you rebrand? Are there any things like that you're now putting in that you can help out new agents coming in to say like, hey, I know it's scary to put your face out there and to say that you're an agent now, but I mean, kind of
Yeah.
move on, put it out there, and it will work.
Well, and I think too, like change is good, right? I think if as long as you're not changing brokers every 6 months, like
Yeah,
that's a problem, right? If it's every few years, like, right? Yeah, I'd absolutely share that, right? I want to go through my email list and check in. I just ordered 2,000 freaking business cards that I want to send out. What I will say, and I will answer the question. I used to work in banking, and they used to tell me there's no budget for business cards. And I thought it was like one of the wisest things I've ever heard because business cards are what, 3 cents? Man, I'll throw them in the fishbowl at that restaurant for a potential free meal. I'll leave a nice, 30-40% tip with a business card at that same restaurant. I'll hand them out. I'll post them on the whatever. I'm gonna do one. They just came in the mail yesterday here at my house. I want to post a Instagram and Facebook story, like, okay, new business cards. Who's ready to buy or sell? Just things like
yeah,
that. And it's funny at my first broker when I got business cards, I posted them, and someone was like, "Oh, bummer. Wish you could like old college friend. Wish you could help me in Wisconsin." And I was like, well, I can refer it out. So I ended up making
yeah.
$1,000 off that referral. So I just
Nice.
think, with my 3,900 Facebook connections, whatever it is, there's somebody out there that I can help. And here's the other thing, right? I want to start, videos is the future. I want to start doing more videos. Those videos will certainly talk about my brokerage and how they get a bad rap. And that story about like that person getting 75% of it and me getting 25 is like, it's the same thing. We're all recruiting. Now you're recruiting for something. Now maybe it's rentals, maybe it's flips, Airbnbs, like trying to find people that are trying to sell homes off market. You're recruiting for something, right? So
Yeah,
um, I always want to provide value first, right? So I put something out the other day talking about whether it's a great, being a great time to sell your home, right? I'm recruiting for listings,
yep,
right? When I post a picture of that happy client at the settlement table, I'm recruiting for buyers. When I post the membership group that I run and all that, I'm recruiting for, my membership or mastermind or broker. But it's all about, I have a mentor, Vincent Piccolisi, and he often says, you can have selfish goals, right? The goal, go grow my team, grow my downline, whatever. It always has to come after your selfless goals. So at the end of the day, and I don't know if you see me, like I'm in the real estate mastermind group with 250,000 people, and I just was I almost said awarded. It's not really an award. I was just got the tag of top contributor because I'm in there all the time. Like,
nice.
so somebody might see that and check out the social media stuff I do. We're all promoting something all the
Yep.
time. So I
It's a
just
sales. You're in sales.
we're in
It's a sales.
sale.
It's
Yeah.
sales. As much as you want to boil it down into an agent or a broker, you're in
Mm-hmm.
sales and you're going to be selling nonstop. Otherwise, you're going to be in a different career. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the way you eat is sell and
Well, and
recruit.
that's the thing, Marcus. When I coach people on social media all the time, and they're like, I don't want to put myself out there. And I don't remember if I shared this on our last episode, a year ago, whatever it was. But this guy Vincent, who's leads my mastermind, is a big mentor to me. He said, he said to me, he's like, do you? Because I think all of us have this tendency to like not want to pitch, not want to this. He's like, John, do you know realtors in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania that are terrible? Yes. Do you know that like they're going to take advantage of people? Yes. Do you know that they're going to like try to, force people into a home, or you must waive inspections? There's no such things right now. Realtors are getting sued for that, right, guys? And I said,
Ooh,
yes,
I
yes,
didn't
yes.
hear about that whole thing.
Oh, it's
They're
crazy.
making their
Yeah.
clients waive their inspection.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think all the time they're like, especially a year ago when it was nuts, you may not get inspections. You cannot tell a client that. You can advise,
Yeah.
we've got 20 offers. This is why I would waive them. But so Vincent said to me, he's like, so there's bad realtors out there. Yes. And he goes, you're being selfish by not promoting your business. And I'm like, no, no, no.
Ooh.
When you are promoting, you're being selfish. He goes, no. He's like, John, the way you do social media, and still same 4 years in, I have never ever begged for business. I put out what I'm doing. People connect with me. I have never once said, hey guys, I'm desperate for a paycheck this month. I don't do it. And so by not putting my stuff out there, and the realtors I coach, I say this all the time, you are being selfish by not putting yourself out there, right? At the end of the day, I don't decide whether a client works with me. I just this morning had a conversation with a client. She's listing her dad's home in about 2 weeks with me. I've known her for 6 years, worked with her at the bank for 3, and just kept in touch. It was never a pitch. When she would reach out, I would answer her questions quickly and promptly. I provided value. But, and at the end of the day, and I get emotional thinking about this, the people I care about most, I care about my wife and my 2 kids. If I'm not willing, if you're out there listening to this or watching this, and you're not willing to post about your real estate business, and Marcus, I'll push you too, right? If you're not talking about what you're doing,
Oh yeah.
right? You're being selfish. And you're not right at the end, because you're not giving people the opportunity to work with a realtor that has integrity, that cares about people, etc. At the end of the day, I only care about 3 people, my wife and my 2 kids. If I'm not willing to put myself out there in my business, I'm letting someone else take food off their plate. Right? So think about that. Like, and I get emotional and like chills even thinking how angry that makes me. Imagine if someone comes into your house and they're like, they go in front of your kids and take their food. You'd like want to kill that
Yeah.
person. So like, but by not talking about our business, we're almost doing the same thing. If you put something on your Facebook profile, like if someone doesn't like it, there is an unfollow, there's a mute for 30 days. We all do it around election time, right? Like you don't, and if you don't jive with what I'm posting, feel free to unfriend me, right?
Yeah.
It's not, that's for you to decide, right? I've had
Yep.
people remove me. I've had people, say, oh, all you care about is money and your clients. And I'm like, Facebook's to like promote my business. What are you talking about? Like, you're gonna get people that criticize you.
Yep.
It's part of it. I ignore those people, and I realize that when they criticize, it's out of a scarcity mindset. And I realize that, and I don't mean this to be cocky, I realize that they're jealous, right? A lot of the comments I get when we paid off our house and like we're debt free and went to see Dave Ramsey, a lot of the comments were the comments of like judgment were people that like were struggling to make ends meet, or were like too busy buying $3 sodas and eating $12 Chick-fil-A every day, and they wondered why they were broke. That's why.
Yeah.
Right? I just bought this is the first time I'm saying this on an interview. I just bought a new Tesla cash, right?
Nice.
I saved $3,000 a year in gas, and we wanted to do it. I haven't posted on social media because I'm worried about the comments, but people see me when I'm driving. I paid cash for it. Like and I'm not, if you have a car loan, I'm not criticizing, but so many people had a car loan for years. I drove a beat up 2013 Chevy Cruze since 2014 to now. So what, 9 years? And then I bought a new car cash, right? So like,
Yeah.
you had a car loan. I didn't sit there and criticize you while you drove your BMW or Audi or Mercedes. And we've done it. It made sense financially. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a nice car. I'm not gonna lie, but it also made sense from a financial perspective to save money on gas. So there's always
Yeah.
going to be people judging you. You gotta, but you're being selfish if you're not sharing about your business. Your friends and family, they can decide if they want to work with you. Don't beg for business. But you got to share your stuff, and if you're not, you're letting people take food from your family.
Yeah. I like the analogy, like you sit on the opposite side of the table and you're like, well, actually you're not doing it correctly. And if you look about it this way, you can see the value of what I'm saying. And you have to open up yourself to understanding and sitting on the other side of the table to see it that way, which I do. I completely understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, there's always going to be criticism. So if you are new to this, just understand you're going to get criticized at some point for something you do, even if it's with the best intent, you're trying to help, there's going to be criticism. But it always comes when you're on the upswing, it feels like. Because I mean, when we were starting our companies, I knocked on the property manager's door of the cheapest apartment complex, and I said, I just need a 2-bedroom on the first floor. And he's like, all right, I'll come over and I'll show it to you. And I was like, nope, I don't even need to see it. It was $750 or $45, 2-bedroom, perfect. And I lived dirt cheap on everything for a good 3-4 years while this got built. and then finally got to move on to where I could own a home. And I take a lot of pride in that because that's a huge turn from where we were. But there's still people out there that'll comment on things. But
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
and
mean, I don't know where their comment was. Why weren't you commenting when I was living in the dumpy apartment?
bingo. I had someone, close family member, and I won't say who it is, but very close family member that texted me and said, it's clear from, and I kind of shared, but I didn't. They said, oh, it's clear from Facebook. All you care about is your clients and your money and not your family member. Right. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, if I care about you and you're in my family, I don't sit there and be like, oh, you're so amazing on Facebook every day. Like, it's just weird. And
Yeah.
I just while we were both talking, I just Googled who is the most generous person in the world, and for Oprah Winfrey, Meryl Streep, Barbara Streisand, Sandra Bullock popped up. Okay, and I don't know. This is Google.
Yeah.
Then I Googled why do people hate Oprah, and there's articles 10 good reasons you should hate Oprah Winfrey, jealousy, racism, like sexism. All these articles about why Oprah is a terrible person. A BuzzFeed article: Oprah's no good, very bad. Like, so it doesn't matter who you are. There's always going to be someone saying you're so wonderful, and then some
Yep.
BuzzFeed article writing that you're like a terrible person, right? Think about Taylor Swift is on a world tour right now. I mean, nationwide tour, filling up stadiums. She was in Philadelphia, filled up Lincoln Financial Field 3 nights, right? There's
Yep.
going to be doubters. There's going to be judges. Oh, ticket prices are so expensive. She's a horrible person. She doesn't like. There's always going to be comments from
Yeah.
people like, and
And I
and
think it's education. A lot I would boil it down to education because if you were out there and the only thing that was on your instant or social media or anything that you were messaging people was like, hey, I got a house, you got to buy it. I want to buy a house, you need to, like, if you were just pushing sales and you were just in it for the money,
Mhm.
I think, all right, there's a little bit of a claim there. But you have a podcast, you have a mastermind. I'm sure everybody you talk to, you talk about financial independence and how you can help them get into the same position you're in. So there's a
Yeah,
different angle where you're like, no, 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 I'm not saying I'm better. I'm saying come join me. Like,
dude.
I'm at this party, I want to invite you. Come here.
I love that you said that. I talked to a guy last week, and it was very clear that he had had like 10 calls with coaches that day. And he's like, so tell me about what coaching you do, your social media. And I'm like, honestly, man, I'm trying to get out of one-on-one coaching. Here's the group things I offer. And he's like, okay, well, what would you charge? And I told him, and he like went like that. Because my membership right now it might go up, but it's like $50 a month to be in the membership, which is a weekly call on Monday mornings, $150 a month to be in the mastermind. And I said to him, I'm like, here's my options. And I said, honestly, right now, like, go check out my podcast. It's free, and go from there. And he looked very confused. And I'm like, what's confusing? He's like, I talked to 9 other people today. Every single one of them, he said, one person told me that their program, that what they do is $5,000 a month. And I'm like,
Ooh,
yeah, you're not going to get that from me. Like, I'm not in my real estate business. I'm not a hard sell at all. Like,
yeah,
I just don't. I'm like, if this makes sense for you, buy or sell. If it doesn't, when it's so funny, when we paid off our house last summer in June, um, clients were like, oh, wait, so you were serious when you said you didn't care if I bought a house that month or next month or in 6 months? I'm like, no. But when I paid off my house, my clients started to see, like, dude, the dude has a paid off mortgage. Like, he really doesn't need you to buy a house. I want you to. I'd like you to.
yeah.
But I don't care if you buy in a month, 2 months, a year. I mean, I'd prefer not 10 years, but, and they sort of laugh, like, but it's the same thing. I'm always, how can I provide value? I believe that, like, when you treat people the right way, it comes around. So same thing, anyone can check out any of my Monday membership calls, couple calls. Now, if you want to come to 100 of them, like, where every week I'll be like, hey, well, what, this is what it costs. But
Yeah.
it's all about leading with value first.
Yeah. And it seems like you're taking the long game on this. You don't need to make money on every single facet that you offer. If you get somebody in the mastermind or you get somebody on your calls, that is going to be a contact point where they're going to eventually do business. It's going to happen. So
It,
you're just creating a good, healthy community of people that
mm-hmm.
all want to do the same thing rather than just creating this pool of people that you're going to get clients out of. It's not a
It's
client
so
pool, it's a culture of people.
I love that you say that. Again, in that group real estate mastermind, I answer questions all the time. Now, again, generosity is on my terms. I do it when I have free time, not like when someone makes me, right?
Yep.
But I answered a few questions last week. And this person was like, she was struggling, and I'm like, hey, I'm happy to jump on a Zoom. I think everybody expects a hard pitch from there, and I didn't. And she's like, so what can I really like? And I said I'd give her 30 minutes. I had nothing after. So it ended up being an hour and a half. And we just kept going. I'm like, and then she had to run. And I'm like, but I said, like, I'm good. I want to honor your time, but I'm good. Like, I have no meeting, so we can keep chatting. So we did this, and I said, she goes, okay, where can I check out your stuff? I'm like, well, here's some options. And this was after an hour and a half of free, help with social media. So I'm like, well, here's some options, no pressure at all. These, you can check it out, and you're welcome to check out any call for free and check out and I honestly don't let people sign up right away, which I think is weird. I'm like, go check out my podcast, see if we vibe, like if you like my style, etc. first.
Yeah.
And I think that throws people for a loop because it's so different. But then
It's a good different though.
yeah,
I love that different.
2 hours later, she was like, hey, I'd really like one-on-one coaching. I really need it. And I'm like, hey, look, I don't want to do one-on-one coaching, so I'm not going to say I want to do this for 3 months. I said, here's the deal. You want like 3 calls of one-on-one coaching for social media. And she's like, can I pay you for them? And I'm like, I have an idea. My normal one-on-one coaching is probably $200 an hour for one call, So if you do 5 calls a week at, for an hour, it's $1,000. Anyway, that's kind of like a lot. I'm being dramatic, but the point is,
Yeah.
I'm like, here's an idea. I would charge $200 for a one-on-one call. Why don't you join the mastermind, $150 a month, and for the first 3 to 6, depending on what you need, months, I will give you a free one-on-one call for an hour each month. And she's like, really? I'm like, yes, because I always lead with value. And I like proof of concept. I want her in the mastermind. Because then when I share that on social, you see 15 people in there, 30 or 40 people in the membership. I want her in there, right?
Yeah.
And so I could be generous because I don't need that $150.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool. She's like, oh my gosh, where can I sign up? And I'm like, I had to find the link because I didn't even know. And she joined, and now she's already like made adjustments to her social media in like a week.
Yeah.
I love action takers. I love people that she got a new headshot, cover photo, logo in 7 days. And I'm like, you are my people. Like, these are my people. So,
and it's so nice that you put in the hard work to build the good community, and then you can now, it's not really delegating. You're saying like, hey, it's not just me that has great ideas. Talk to it's a community of ideas, and join that. You'll pick up things there, which will then alleviate more pressure onto you. But you need that good backbone of a good team, which you're bringing in with this community. So I think it's really well set up.
I appreciate it. It's so funny, Mark, because I do about 5 to 6 million in real estate volume a year. So many people are like, here's how to grow this. I'm like, I'm good. I'd rather grow the membership and the mastermind community, do stuff like this, do interviews, do my podcast. But I lost the thought. Sorry. Like at the end of the day, I want more time, right, with my kids who are playing outside right now, with my family. And I love that like game-changing people come in. So that guy, Jeremy, I mentioned, has been in my membership for a year. There's a realtor, Beth, in Atlanta. She does 20 million a year. So there is also this imposter syndrome where I'm like, I'm not good enough for you. But what they've learned from me is, John, you don't need to do 20 or $30 million a year. We've got the volume. We need the systems. So this realtor in Atlanta, like, she's like, I need this help with social media. I need the help with like balancing my time. I make a ton of money a year, and I feel like I'm kind of like running myself ragged. So I think it's been cool for me, but for all of you listening to this, like, it doesn't matter if you sell $5 million a year in volume and make $150,000 a year, or you're making 500 grand a year. It doesn't matter. Or you just got your real estate license. There are still people out there that you can help and that you can teach.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're right in that discord of not working in your business and working on your business. You've got the people in there to do it. I know. And then you run yourself ragged because you don't want to give up the reins on it. Because it's a different feel. You're not in the field. You're not doing the X's and O's, boots
Mm-hmm.
on the ground. You're now developing you're trying to pave the path for the other people to do that, which is it's
Mm-hmm.
different. It's way, way different mentally. And you kind of got to be prepped for it as it grows.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
And I will always sell right now. It
yeah,
might be 5, it might be 4, it might be 3, it might be 10, probably not 10, but because I always want to, like, it's hard to coach realtors in my membership every week if you're like, yeah, I haven't sold a home in in even like 6 months, 7 months, or a year. We're like, they're like, who are you? What, like, who, like, you can't teach us. You gotta. So like, I'm still in the market. I'll always stay in the market, selling actively, even if I, build this reoccurring income out to where it's replaced my full-time real estate income. I'll always do at least a few transactions every quarter just to make
yep,
sure I'm out there. I know what I'm doing. I know what's going on in the market, etc. Because even
yeah,
when you brought me on, imagine if I'm like setting, like, I have this membership mastermind podcast for realtors, and imagine if I say, "Oh, Marcus, I have no idea what the market's doing because I haven't sold a home in 6 months." Someone out there is going to be like, well, I was going to trust you, but you're not even selling. Like, why would I listen to a darn thing you say? You can't.
yeah, yeah. No, and I embrace that feeling. Like I always want to learn. I'll send things to Dan at like midnight, 1 o'clock. Of the last one I sent him was Pace, and who was he talking to about creative lending? Uh,
Grant, Grant,
Grant Cardone,
Cardone.
who knows everything about real estate, and he's sitting down there with Pace Mobley about subject to and creative financing, and he's learning about the difference between a title and a deed. And if you're in real estate, you know Grant Cardone knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He's been there for decades and he's still learning. So and I don't know if he's still in the field, if he's actively doing it, or if he's got enough support around him. But for for me to see a guy who's been in here for decades still learning what could be a basic thing between title and deed, that I admit I did not know the clear cut definition between the two. Like that was it was it kind of put me at ease to say, like, yep, you're still going to continue to learn. You're going to be in this for decades and decades and still learn new things. Obviously, as agents, we have our continuing education that things get changed. So you got to keep up with that. So staying fresh and staying active in it is important. But even if you step back and you're still in it, even if you're in it full time, you're still learning, even 20, 30 years down the road, which I think
Mm-hmm.
is so cool about this industry that you'll never know it all, ever, which
Yeah.
I think is
No,
super cool.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And now you got your mastermind going, which is always pushing to find out the new and upcoming things, which is
Mm-hmm.
going to help your whole group stay on top of things to add more value and more help.
Yeah, and I think, man, it just goes back to, like, again, switching brokers. Like, there is so many people out there that, and it makes me sad, honestly. Like, I've got people in the membership and then the mastermind that, like, they get no support from the broker, and I'm like, why are you there, right? And they're getting more support from me for 50 or $150 a month, right?
Yeah.
In the 4 or 5 calls, depending, where it's like, what help are you getting, right? And so it kind of, yeah, it honestly just breaks my heart that people don't get support, that they come to me and
Yeah.
they're like, I don't even know how to grow my business. I'm like, your broker should be helping you and encouraging you with this, right?
Yeah.
And they're just not. So that's kind of, I mean, but I love it, man. Each week I connect with a few new realtors, and if they want to join my stuff, great. But if they don't, and they just need to jump on a free call and talk about the podcast, totally, that's cool too. I
Yeah.
always want to lead with value.
Yeah. No, I like that. And I know I know that's your MO, which I always enjoy when you come on the show, because I think we're on like the same wavelength with that. Education first, and the the business will come with it as long as you can educate them.
Every time
And
I
that's
come
like,
on, Marcus, we should spend the last few minutes of every time I'm on just arguing and talking about, should we do this right now and see when the last time Marcus posted about
oh,
social
it's
about
brutal.
his business on social
I
media?
don't want this from you, because you're the bad person to do it, because you're going to call me on everything. I want somebody who's not involved in social media.
All right, it's fine, guys. If I go to Marcus's Facebook page, the last post was January 1st. It wasn't even him. Oh man. All right,
That
well,
was
don't worry.
2023 though. That was this year.
It wasn't
Six
you.
months. Six
It,
months.
It wasn't.
Um, I'm pretty sure it's Marcus has a baby, actually. Stephanie Holmes, Marcus, posted pictures.
That's my sister. Yep.
There you
I'm
go.
not. So I'm brutal. And audience, if you want to find me, my Instagram's even worse. Underscore Forky underscore 123 underscore. That is my Instagram. We do have company ones, so you're better off finding me on the company ones. So if you go to MVP Renovations or MVP Rentals, those are the ones that I post most on. Well, I don't even post. Full transparency. But those posts are more involved. But yes, John, you called me out. I am not, me personally, am not active on social media.
It's fine. It's fine. December 31st, 2021, you shared a post from somebody on the Packers. It's okay. I mean, it was like 12
Is that
years
my
ago.
personal page still?
Yes.
What is, all right, just for a full scope of my social media,
Oh, no,
what do you think the most recent photo on there is of me? That had to be a decade ago. On my personal page.
I don't know. Your profile picture is you when you're like 10.
Yep. That was when I was in my in sync stage. I bleach blonde my hair. I was trying my best to be Justin Timberlake at that point.
There's a lot of people that share promoting your podcast. I don't know. Man, we can only scroll back. We only have so much time. I don't. All right. December 27, 2020. There's a picture of you and your family. There you go.
There's a personal one.
There we go. December 27, 2020. It's all good, man. Hey,
that was only a little bit ago.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost like yesterday.
So, John, I will ask you. It was like it was yesterday. Exactly. So, on your Instagram and your Facebook, I guess in general, all of your social media, do you parcel it out? You've got your John page for your personal and your family, and then you have your work, or is it all cumulated together into one big network?
No, it's separate, but I want to caveat this with it's separate, but everything I ever do. So, and I think people listening, you need to figure out, where do you have the biggest audience? So Instagram just doesn't hit for me. I don't know why. It's okay. I don't care. I'm not going to cry about it. I still share stuff there. I get the most interactions on Facebook, right? Because I have 3,900, 4,000 connections, whatever it was. 3,933 connections, right? And again, do you hear the way I term it? I don't call them friends. They're not my best friends. They're just, someone said to me once, do you friend your clients? And I'm like, if I've sneezed around you, I've friended you. And seriously, like, if you don't want to accept, that's fine. But this business is all about who you know and the connections. So, for instance, like my move to my new broker, I posted it on my business Instagram, and it posts automatically to my business Facebook. I then share that post to my personal page, right?
Okay.
My personal page could be like, this is a living and breathing portfolio of John. So you can go there. And by the way, guys, it's public. So you can go stalk me and learn some things without even being my friend. You're welcome to. I will accept, but you don't have to. But my personal Facebook says realtor, podcaster, real estate mentor and coach. Call or text me anytime. And it has my guys, realtors out there, have your freaking phone number on your bio. So many of you suck at this. And it like makes me want to like scream. Because your clients or even friends are looking through, oh, look, John sold a house. I didn't know he was a realtor. Let me scroll. And they can't find your freaking phone number. So anyway, my personal page, the business stuff gets shared. It's good I'm not passionate about this stuff.
Yeah, right.
But
I don't sense that at all.
It's a living and breathing portfolio. So if you go there, you can see about my faith, my family. I just shared a post about my kids 3 days ago. Welcome to my new broker, right? Like interviews, my membership, the Spurs getting the lottery. Like it's life, man. It's life, and if you scroll down and you guys listening, go back to May 1st, the last settlement I have, look at the clients, the happy clients with the sold John Schuchman. Now it does have my old broker on the wooden sign, but we'll burn that one. So like, it's a living and breathing portfolio of me. I can't tell you how often someone reaches out. And actually, it happened after the last time we were on, so I'll share this. I'm a huge baseball fan, was at a few World Series games. Phillies were in the World Series. I don't want to talk about how it ended, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I was gonna ask, but now I
yeah,
won't.
no, please don't. So anyway, a buddy, actually, he's not even a buddy, but someone I knew in college 15 years ago messages me. Now his timing was terrible. But he messaged me while I'm at the World Series and he says, "Hey John, I see you're in real estate. Me and my wife live in Lancaster. Would you be willing to help us buy a home?" As I scrolled back through the Facebook messages, except for like little comments about Bryce Harper, he's a Cubs fan, little baseball stuff once every 6 months, I had not spoken to him in 14 years. But we
Wow.
were Facebook friends. And when he moved to Lancaster, whatever it was within the last year, he saw that I was in Lancaster. Now, he did not like, comment, message, angry face, any of my posts. But there are so many lurkers. Actually, it's so funny. When I switched brokers, and again, it got 150 likes, whatever. I got so many more personal comments from people that didn't even like the post. And that's okay. They're scrolling. They probably don't like anything on Facebook. Um,
There's people on the internet that don't like posts.
I know it's weird
Whoa.
and they don't understand the analytics, but we won't get into that. Like yeah, the stuff you put out there, people are watching. People are watching, right? And so it's a great way, right? We won't push on Marcus and make him cry today, but like it's just a great way to promote what you're doing, even if MVP renovations, even if that gives you the freedom to go on vacation with your family, just sharing that kind of shares this is something about Marcus's life, right? It's all about the personal relationships and connections, man. It just really is.
Yeah. And I will say, um, I've gone through because my Facebook kind of stopped after I graduated college. Like once I graduated and I got into a job and then had my son, the Instagram and Instagram wasn't even around at that point. Facebook was kind of done, which is where my photos stopped and my posting stopped. And then I worked at one, two, four other places and not one post about any of them, all being in sales. So
Interesting.
are you going to yell at me now?
I was
Because
going back.
I'm digging the hole deeper for myself right now.
Well, you know what? The minute you said it stopped in college, I'm like, oh, does Marcus have like those profile pictures where he's like they're all around a keg, and then he goes to apply for it?
No,
You don't. Good
no.
job.
So and this is where my fear from social media came, is because players like I played baseball and I heard about athletes getting in trouble about posts on their thing. And
Yeah.
there was one picture up there in college that had all of us, like all the baseball guys, all the softball team, we were partying. We did have a day off the next day, so it was legal. I I'm gonna say everybody was of age. I don't really know. But
For the legality of the podcast,
everybody
we
was
will
of
say
age.
everyone was 21 years old.
But there was one bottle of alcohol in the photo, and I unfollowed myself from that picture because I didn't want it on my page. I don't want anything
Yep.
bad, and
Yep.
I don't know what's going to be bad 10 years from now. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like, I'm not going to put anything on there, but I need to have a page. So I
Mm-hmm.
put my in sync photo up there and my best Justin Timberlake page, and then I left it. Um, but I feel like now that I'm, I like to think of myself as an adult. I feel like I can start posting on there now because there's not going to be those like one-off mistakes of
Mm-hmm.
saying something dumb or like posting too soon and not thinking about it kind of
Yeah.
scenarios.
Well, and even for me, right? I'm a person of faith. I'm not going to sit there and talk about, I mean, I'm open about my faith. I'm not going to sit there and beat you over the head with a Bible or anything like that. I'm not going to sit there and talk about politics. Like we all know those hot topic issues,
Yeah.
right? Like what do they say? Like you don't talk about like religion, sex, politics. Like we all know the things. Like, but I think even for you guys, right, with what you do, you might post something. Hey guys, does anyone have a property they're looking to get rid of in this area? Blah blah blah. Need renovate. You don't know the potential, and we're not just criticizing Marcus. I think this is for everyone listening. Like you don't know the potential of people that see what you do.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who kind of does similar work, right? In this area, and he'll just sometimes kind of be like, "Hey guys, I'm looking for a property like this." I'll sometimes just post on Facebook, "Hey guys, I really need a home in Manheim Township, one of the townships around here." And some people might have not been interested in selling, right? But all of a sudden they're like, oh, interesting. And even it kind of builds your credibility, right? Maybe there's a local coffee shop you go to, a local restaurant. Even going in there and sharing a piece of pizza and being like, hey, this is one of my favorite restaurants in the area. So thankful for great service today. Right? You just posted on your business or personal or both. You post on your page. Well, Marcus's 520 friends see that, go visit that place. Oh yeah, Marcus with MVP renovations, and then kind of like you become, people often will say you become like the mayor of the town because you're like supporting the local businesses, and of course,
Yeah.
normally when you do that, they want to support you, right?
Yeah. It's the face to the name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think the system we've created is now I get to stay out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just the brand. But obviously that hurts when you're in a face to face business. Like people want
Mm-hmm.
to know who they're working with. Like you were talking early in the show, there was some strain there that I couldn't get a hold of the broker. The broker is supposed to be the person I can call.
Mm-hmm.
So if people are out looking for agents or contractors and they can't put a face to a name and it's just a company logo and they're supposed to trust it,
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would definitely hurt. That would be a negative.
What I even think for everyone listening, and again, we're not just criticizing Marcus and the
No,
company,
it's a
right?
show. Pick on me. Episode
But yeah,
12. Pick on me.
pick on. But I even think like you wear the hat and Dan's got the hoodie on because that's branding, right?
Yep.
So social media is just another piece. Even if it's like the only branding you do is like on the job site today, and it's a picture of you with the hat. There's a guy I know, and anybody can Google him. His name's Larry Roberts. Larry is a big podcaster. He basically he wears a red hat, and he tells a story how he used to wear a Supreme red hat, and someone said to him like, yeah, so if you Google Larry Roberts podcast, you'll find him. But he is now known as the red hat guy. So he used to wear a Supreme red hat, okay? And someone said to him, he's like, why are you supporting Supreme's brand? Build your own. So he got a red hat on Amazon for like $20. And now anywhere you go, he is like the red hat guy, right?
Yeah.
If I didn't like different sports teams and such so much, I would be like the blue hat realtor or whatever, where you're always wearing, and I don't know if you guys know, but maybe your audience does, Jesse Cole, Savannah Bananas. I interviewed
Yes.
Jesse
They're
Cole.
coming to Milwaukee. I'm on the
Yes.
waiting list for tickets.
That's awesome. So Jesse Cole wears a yellow suit everywhere. The guy I said who's my mentor and leads my mastermind, Vincent Puglisi, was on a call with him years ago when he wasn't even big. And like, he goes, so when are you gonna let the yellow tux shtick stop? And he's like, never. And he like laughed it off. Like, yeah, right. Blah blah blah. Well, 5 years later, Vincent's like, I'm an idiot. Because Jesse was like so adamant, I'm in this. I had him on my podcast, okay?
Oh, you did?
He wore the
That's
yellow
awesome.
tux on a
That's awesome.
podcast interview. Like
That's awesome.
it is 100% now. And I'm like, oh, how dirty is it? Like, well, he's got 50 yellow tuxes and 50 yellow hats and 50, like the laundry is just probably yellow detergent, right? But it works. Like we kind of joke about it. It works. Now, I'm not saying I want to be the red hat or green or yellow tux realtor, but guess what? If you in your area were, I promise you would get, people would notice. I've seen
Yeah.
signs where it's like, I have a buddy actually, Matt in Chicago. He goes, and he actually was in a band for a while. But anyway, he goes, buy this house, get free tacos for a year. And it works. He's like the taco guy. Where like
That's awesome.
now people are getting like $1,000 in free tacos. Who cares? But it's like the branding works, right? Jesse Cole, even on my show, actually said, be the pizza realtor. I don't care. Like he said, he saw someone say, like, buy this house, win a year free pizza, and he thought it was genius.
Yeah.
So whatever you can do to stick out for your brand, right?
Yep.
Anyway, and that's not just for your business, that's for everybody. Like, what are you doing to stick out? Is it through social media? Is it through a brand? Is it through colors? I joked that now I want to be the Tesla realtor. My wife didn't like that. But anyway, whatever it is, like go after it. And
Yeah.
people might think it's silly, right? Nobody thinks Jesse Cole is silly now. Nobody.
No.
He was so silly at the beginning.
And
But
the amount of did he get into like the beginning of the Savannah Bananas?
he did,
Like,
but Yeah, I know the story and it's wild, man. But he was 100% adamant, man. They lost their house. But one thing I will share, that he shared with me is, I said to him during the interview, I'm like, how do you get your wife to support you? Because so many of us entrepreneurs are like, how do we get our spouse to support? He's like, I love this question. He's like, I hate this question, and I'm like, oh no. He goes, and this is like, even now thinking about it, he's like, it is not your spouse's job to support you. And I was like, ooh. He's like, it's your job to support
Ooh,
your spouse. Like, how are you? Stop thinking about like how your spouse can support you. Why don't you think about like, what can I be doing for them? And he shares this story. So him and Emily, his wife, are very passionate about foster and adoption and those things. Emily is. So he kind of knows. Now, this is harder for realtors and stuff in real estate, but during the baseball season, he is 100% all in Savannah Bananas, and like, now the Banana Ball tour, right? Going to New Jersey, playing it, man, all these old time stadiums. That's what he's doing right now. But then he says when the season ends, he is 100% all in foster and adoption, supporting Emily and her vision and her dreams. And so balance sometimes, again, it's hard in real estate, is there's a slow season in real estate. Maybe it means like I'm all in at home, supporting my wife, helping my kids so that my wife, right, gets a break. So anyway, I kind of took us off the rails a little bit, but I think that's very important. So many of us are like, we want our spouse to support you. And you're like, wait a second, your wife has my wife has two kids outside. It's my job to like be like, I need to put work down and go help her, not be like, oh, I need her to help me.
yeah, yeah. The
That
the
reminds me of a
support.
book. I don't want to plug a book, but
Oh, I already did it. It's
um,
fine.
have you heard of the book Fair Play?
No.
My
Mm-mm.
wife was talking about that, and she gets into a group chat with all of the wives and girlfriends, and they kind of do a little bit of not bashing, but kind of venting. And it talks about like why is it the wife's responsibility to do X, Y, and Z? Why is it the husband's responsibility to do X, Y, and Z? And why is it like sometimes it's just unsaid that certain things are handled by one or the other? And
Mm.
then kind of contradictory, but she said something to the effect of like, don't thank me for doing the dishes or unloading the dishwasher. Like I don't want you to say thank you because you expect me to do it. Like you see I'm doing it this time, next time you step up and do it, or stuff like that. But
Yeah,
um I haven't read the book. She's talked to me about excerpts from what they talk about, and I want to go back to you saying being the Tesla guy. Why don't you just install electric chargers in every house that you sell? Say free electric car charger in the
Yo,
houses that you're selling.
that would be awesome, actually.
I
Yeah.
just looked into getting solar panels on my house, and they asked if I wanted a battery, and I asked, I was like, I'm scared. I'm scared to hear the answer of this one, but how much is one of those batteries? And they're like, it's about 15 to 20 grand. But I would wait. Honestly, I would wait until Tesla creates a cheaper battery because I
Yeah.
know he's going to do it. That's what the
Yeah.
guy on the other end of the phone said.
Yeah, the balance thing though, guys, is so interesting. And again, Vincent, who leads my mastermind, I feel like I plug him. He doesn't even pay me for this. It's just I've learned so much. But I was on one of our mastermind calls on Tuesday mornings, and I'm like, I'm so stressed. I'm this, I'm that, and he goes, hold on, and I'm like, oh no, like that's. He's like, you're telling me that you're stressed because you're disorganized, you're not good at paperwork, you're not good at organization, you're not good at this. He goes, isn't your wife good at that? I'm like, yeah. He goes, and I'm like, but she's too okay. I'm like, but she's too busy with the kids. He's like, oh my gosh, shut up. He's like, you're missing it. He goes, John, you want more time with your kids. Your wife wants not less time, but she
Yeah,
needs a
yeah,
break.
yeah.
We all like.
Something different. Yeah,
He's like, dude, go tell her I need these three things done. This. Teach her how to do it, and that takes time. I need this organized. I need this done, and then go take the kids to the park for 3 hours. And I'm like, you freaking idiot. We overthink it so much. If I gave her 3 hours, and we're actually starting this, she was away this past weekend, and then last night she had a event with girls from her mom's group, and so I'm like, we need to just pick a day each week that you get a 3 hour break. Because if I give her a break 9 to 12, man, they come back, they eat lunch, and then they nap from 1 to 4. So she almost gets like a full day off once
yeah,
a week. You give her that time, man, she could get, well, first of all, she could get some stuff done in my business, but second of all, she could like get a mental break, which she deserves. So I think if you're out here listening to this and you want your spouse to help you and support you, well, it's your job to support them. Like Jesse Cole said to me on my interview, like, go and see how can I help you, sweetie? Like, what can I do for you? And just decide. I'm like, oh, I'm so busy. If I scheduled every Thursday from 9 to 12 a.m. that I had the kids, I can fit other things in at 12:30 p.m. And guess what? If a client calls in, it's an emergency. Hey, I'm at the park with my kids, giving my wife a break. I can talk, but you might hear them. What's up? They understand that. Like, it's life. So
Yeah.
anyway, if you really want help, if you really feel like you're struggling in your business, well, right opposites attract. So normally our spouse is good at the opposite thing that we're good at. Get their help, but give them a break from whatever they're doing with the kids as well.
Yeah. It's a lot about support. I mean, we started the show with the broker supporting the agents, and now we're talking about the relationship support. So if we can make a connection there, just go support people and try to help. Business will grow.
Absolutely, man.
I like it. Well, we went over our hour, so I got to be respectful of your time, and I got to let you go. But I am excited. Hopefully we can get you on again, because I want to see where this EXP takes you.
Absolutely, man.
I know you're the man for the job, and I know you got the energy for it. And now with the other half coming on board, we'll see what happens with 2023 for you guys. I'm expecting some big things.
I'm pumped, man. Thank you guys. So thanks for what you're doing and how you're helping people. And thanks for what you do through the podcast and sharing that with people all over the place. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll keep tabs on your Instagram and Facebook.
I'll keep tabs on yours.
I have a lot of friends to accept, because I don't think I've accepted a friend request since college.
You got a lot of digital cobwebs out there, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of cleanup. I'll stay in my work clothes for a little bit. We'll clean up, and then next show we're on, I'll have an updated photo and more friend requests. I promise.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Take it easy. We'll see you later.